I met a gypsy.
That are just like the smoothest, cleanest dudes in practice, but they're not like the race run guys. And then some guys just, they know how to flick that switch.
Yeah, it's such a big part of it in any sport, especially downhill. Like you see some guys that like the pressure makes them rise to the next level. I'd say like Loic or Greg Menard are so good at that. Like when Loic smells blood, he's on. And then other guys like Loris, he's such a talented rider. He's probably the best on the bike when you watch him ride of any of the guys in the race. But as far as the history goes, he's like shit the bed every time it's his turn to win, as far as like a championship or something. So it's interesting to see how that affects that mindset. It can either help or hinder people.
I wonder if they have data of like Loris's runs, you know, where they could actually see like, dude, in qualifying, you're so much better here, or in practice or whatever. Like that would be, because in a sense, like that data just would literally reveal all of your flaws in a sense, you know?
Yeah. I don't really know on that team what they have. I'm sure Loic does, but
yeah,
they're pretty advanced with that stuff.
So Loic really changed the game in a sense, you think, with like the way that he went about bike setup and kind of like chasing the ideal setup?
I think so. I think his mechanic, Jack Rohr, is really good at that. And unless you have a person like that with you, you can't really do it. Like I can't look at data and run the test session myself. I need my mechanic with me. Like I could run a test session for you, but I can't ride the bike, feel without any bias what I'm feeling, and look at numbers. So for him, he had a really good resource with his mechanic to do that. And they went in pretty early with building their own data system before they were available to the public. So they had like a motorsports AIM data logger on the bike, and then they got their own potentiometers, which are available to measure anything that moves, and hooked those up as inputs to their data logger and just started to record stuff. And then they had a good resource with their suspension that they were working with as well. I think they did it even before going to Öhlins, but when they went to Öhlins is used to reading stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like they're working in motorsports and F1. So when Loic is giving them feedback in like real numbers, like I always say, I love to tune my bike in numbers, not vibes. It's like way easier to do that way.
Yeah.
And those guys started working with that pretty early on, and I think they led the charge.
And it's got to give you some kind of psychological advantage too. Like knowledge is power, you know, and if you can trust those numbers and if you can believe that, man, you can just put so much out of your head.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's a big part of his advantage is he trusts the bike every time. He knows it's going to be right, and there's nothing to question there. He can focus on his job and put all his energy into that.
And how much do you think it sped up the progression? Like just, let's say just their relationship, just those two dudes working together. Did that ramp up the progression of downhill as a sport, do you think?
I think it brought in a lot of professionalism to it. I think a lot of people want to chase that. And sometimes it's, like I said, harder to chase it when you don't have all the resources. So you see a lot of people that'll buy the available kits now. And it's like they'd almost be better off not recording stuff. Like if it's not calibrated perfectly, like the worst thing you can have is wrong information. And if they're building all their base off of wrong information because they don't have enough experience with this stuff, or they put it on at a race, like you should show up at a race to race, not to tune your bike or practice. And if they come there with the stuff because they want to look like they're doing everything, it's like, what do you have this on for? Is it to look professional or is it because you're really working? And I think in some senses they led people along to like go the route of trying to record numbers that they didn't know how to do.
Yeah.
And in other senses, like some other teams now are pretty good at it. Like I think Common Saw's got a really good grasp on it. They have engineers that help them read the data. Now Greg's been working with developing that motion instrument system.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of insight on it too. So, we're definitely getting there, but Loic was the one that really led the charge.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the GYPSY Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. GYPSY Gang.